this is a very important topic and will hopefully help clients and individuals, companies who want to hire private investigators. This topic came about through many recent cases that have been going on, and when hiring an investigator, people may have unrealistic expectations. One of the first things is not to guarantee any outcome. Many private investigators will guarantee outcomes that they just cannot predict. When providing surveillance or any service offered by a private investigator, you don't know what will happen, when it'll happen, what type of information will pop up, what type of information will not be available, and people are very unpredictable. Just because a client believes something is going on doesn't necessarily mean those things will happen at that particular time you're hired to provide an investigation or surveillance services. A particular case comes to mind. An individual thought that they were being stalked, followed, someone was breaking into their home, and after many surveillance attempts, this proved not to be the case at those specific times. The individual was not happy with that, and it goes back to not expecting anything. As a private investigator, our job is to provide due diligence services and be there at the times requested. And if nothing occurs within that time frame, then there's nothing really to go on. There is no factual evidence, and clients should expect this in many cases. Another thing with the nature of investigations is the fact that as a private investigator, I am bound to prove the facts. We don't make up anything. We can't just contrive information out of thin air. So if something is there, we will definitely report on it, get pictures and or video or personal observation. If something is not there, we will report that as well. Many individuals don't like to hear that, but these are facts. We can't be biased. We have to be neutral. So with the nature of investigations, it's important to understand that unless somebody is providing 24/7 services, providing surveillance for 24 hours a day for however many days that an individual needs surveillance services, things can get very dicey, as once again, people are very unpredictable. But I can guarantee you that at Graves Investigations, we will be there at the time specified, as we always are, and provide the best surveillance services of any investigator in the Greensboro, North Carolina area. The other thing I'd like to talk about briefly is personal protection services. At Graves Investigations, we are experts in this area. Why are we experts in this area? For many reasons. The individuals, the protection agents that we have on staff, have had extensive training in providing protection, whether it's been in the military, protecting colonels, generals, whether it's been in law enforcement, SWAT teams, protecting high-level individuals. We have done it, and we can do it better than anybody in this state. Another thing is, with Graves Investigations, we're all certified in hand-to-hand combat. We're all weapons certified, just in case something gets to that. But keep in mind, a good personal protection specialist will not invite the use of a firearm. We want to stop the threat with verbal judo, as they say. We want to get the client out of harm's way without ever having to touch anyone or use firearms, pepper spray, or any mode of weapon. The other thing about our personal protection services is that we are all well-fit individuals. If you take a look at some of the individuals in this state providing protection services, as they put it, I don't believe half of them could walk up a flight of stairs. Now, that's not a knock on those individuals, but wouldn't you want someone who can get you out of harm's way, whether it's a mile, 2 miles, 3 miles, as opposed to 10 feet? At Graves Investigations, we've been providing protection services since 1992 and have a lot of experience with different kinds of clients. whether it's been CEOs for high-level companies that deal with the government, entertainers, individuals and families, or companies. We've provided protection for all. So if you're looking for experienced protection services, call Graves Investigations today. Our rates are very comparable and fair, unlike most companies you may come into contact with. The last thing I'd like to discuss is child abuse and neglect cases. We've provided these services for over a decade. I've been a child abuse and neglect investigator for about 15 years and have an area of expertise in this field. I've taught law enforcement individuals how to investigate child abuse and neglect. I've taught child abuse and neglect workers how to investigate child abuse and neglect cases at a top-level university. Having this experience puts me in a category alone. There's no other investigator in this state that can claim they have that type of experience in the child abuse and neglect field, as well as child custody, knowing what to watch, what to evaluate when a custody battle is going on, as well as custody visitation. So don't put your life, your child's life at risk by hiring anyone else in that area. Call Graves Investigations today. Thank you.